Commissioner Brown. Afternoon.
Hello.
We're live, Chair.
Hello. Good afternoon. I just wanted you to check your mic. Thank you.
Chair, we're
All
live.
right, then we have everyone. Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Walter, are they hearing us?
Chair, can you hear me?
Okay, I believe we're live.
We are. We've lost the chair.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the special meeting. We call the meeting to order. The time is now 2:40. We've had some technical difficulties today, so unfortunately we're starting a little late. Does everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. All right. So we're calling the meeting to order. The first item I'm going to call in is the new other business. I believe Commissioner Levine, motion you want to submit.
Can you hear me, Mr. Chairman?
I hear you, Commissioner Levine.
Thank you very much. I have a motion. I move that the executive director be directed to convey to Inspector General Lang the request of the commission that the Inspector General's investigation of the breach of confidentiality that occurred at the January 2019 be reopened, and that further that Inspector General Lang review the manner in which the investigation was conducted by the Office of Inspector General. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Levine. You will reserve discussion on that for executive session.
Well, I hope somebody will second it, and again, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate your great courtesy to me, particularly in the conversation before the meeting, and I'm agreeable to having a discussion in the executive session on our understanding that the vote will be in the public session. Thank you.
All right. Is there a second on that motion?
Weissman, second.
Okay. Commissioner McNamara, do you have something you want to move before the commission?
Yes, Mr. Chair. This proposed resolution pertains to former Governor Cuomo's unauthorized outside activities in regards to the publication of the book titled American Crisis, Leadership Lessons from the COVID-19 Pandemic. The resolution, as I'm about to read it, uses terms that are defined in our prior resolutions on this subject. And the proposed resolution reads as follows. By virtue of the authority vested in the Joint Commission on Public Ethics, under New York Executive Law, Section 94, Section 16 and 17, the Commission resolves as follows. Whereas by JCOP Resolution 21-03, dated November 16, 2021, the Commission revoked the conditional approval letter, and whereas no request has been made to the Commission to change or retract Resolution 21-03, whereas since the approval request letter, Governor Cuomo has made no further request for approval of outside activity with regard to the book, whereas as a consequence of the revocation of the conditional approval letter, Governor Cuomo lacks legal authority to engage in outside activity and receive compensation with regard to the book while employed by the state of New York, and whereas Governor Cuomo received and retained compensation from the publisher of the book, and whereas in the absence of JCOP's approval of his outside activity in connection with the book, Governor Cuomo is not legally entitled to retain compensation paid to him in any form for his outside activities related to the book. And whereas by JCOP Resolution 21-04, dated December 14, 2021, the Commission one ordered Governor Cuomo to pay the book proceeds to the Attorney General, as defined as the disgorgement order. 2, refer the enforcement of the disgorgement order to the Attorney General should Governor Cuomo fail to comply with such order. And 3, refer to the Attorney General the task of distributing the book proceeds to the appropriate party or parties. And whereas in violation of the disgorgement order, Governor Cuomo has failed and refused to pay the book proceeds to the Attorney General. And whereas as counsel for the state of New York, the Attorney General is vested with the legal authority to take the action specified in Resolution 2104. And whereas despite Governor Cuomo's failure to comply with the disgorgement order, the Attorney General has declined to enforce the disgorgement order on grounds that the Commission believes to be invalid as a matter of law. And whereas specifically and without limitation, the Attorney General has asserted that she is without legal authority to collect, receive, or distribute the book proceeds as required by Resolution 2104. And whereas the Commission is mandated by law to ensure that Governor Cuomo does not retain the benefit of outside activities in which he engaged in violation of law. And whereas the Commission desires to compel Governor Cuomo to disgorge the book proceeds through means that do not require the assistance of the Attorney General, but without prejudice to the legal effect of Resolution 21-04 and the Attorney General's right to act pursuant thereto. Now, therefore, it is resolved that it is hereby ordered that, by no later than 30 days from the date of this resolution, Governor Cuomo pay an amount equal to the book proceeds to the party or parties that paid the book proceeds to Governor Cuomo. That's referred to as disgorgement order number 2. Further resolved that it is hereby ordered that, by no later than 30 days from the date of this resolution, Governor Cuomo certified to the Commission under penalty of perjury that he has in all respects complied with disgorgement order number 2. And it is further resolved that, in the event that Governor Cuomo fails to make timely payment as ordered above, the Commission shall proceed with all actions necessary to seek authority and funding to engage outside counsel to enforce disgorgement order number 2 by way of a plenary action or proceeding seeking, among any other appropriate relief, a mandatory injunction compelling Governor Cuomo to comply with disgorgement order number 2. And it is further resolved that it is hereby ordered that Governor Cuomo reject any payment or attempted payment to him or his designee or designees of book proceeds made after the date hereof, and immediately return any such payment to the party or parties from which such payment was received. And it is further resolved that this resolution is adopted without prejudice to the Commission's authority to conduct further proceedings, issue other orders, or impose penalties with regard to Governor Cuomo's unauthorized outside activities related to the book. That concludes the proposed resolution, Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner McNamara. Question of this resolution.
Upon a second of the motion, I have no objection to taking discussion with respect to the resolution into executive session.
Is there a second on the motion?
I see Commissioner Weissman.
Second, Chair.
Second is from
Weissman.
second. Wait. All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
again, I want to reiterate my appreciation for the courtesy that you extended to me prior to the meeting today. You indicated that we will have a report on the response to our subpoena to the Executive Chamber regarding Executive Order 202.7 in the executive session, and I'm agreeable to that approach. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I move to enter into executive session pursuant to Executive Law 9419B. I have a second on that motion. Proceed with the matter.
Second.
Second by
Commissioner Brown?
Commissioner Brown. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mr. Chairman.
Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. We'll be going into executive session at this time.
Please stand by.
Walter, please, let me know when we're in executive session. Thank you.
We are back in public session.
Are we on?
Yes, we are back in public session.
Commissioner Berlin, can you read out the results of the executive session?
Yes, in executive session, the commission.
Pardon me, Mr. Chairman, can we have a vote on my motion?
That's fine. To begin, we'll do a vote on Commissioner Levine's.
Well, we typically do the readout after we come out of executive session, just to have on the record, but we can do it in either sequence, Chair.
Yeah, let's just take the vote on Levine's, Commissioner Levine's motion. All in favor, please, raise your hand.
What's the motion?
Can we have
A
it,
long time ago.
Levine.
can we have the motion read? I don't think it was read in session, in the executive
Okay.
session.
Would you like me to
Commissioner
repeat the
Levine.
motion, or does the executive director have a note?
I'd like a literal reading of it, so I know exactly what I'm voting.
Commissioner Levine, can you reread the motion, please?
Yes. I move
Thank you.
that the executive director be directed to convey to Inspector General Lane a request that the Inspector General's investigation of the breach of confidentiality that occurred at the January 2019 meeting of the commission be reopened, and further that Inspector General Lane conduct an inquiry into the manner in which the original investigation by the Office of Inspector General was conducted.
Thank you.
All in favor? Executive Director Berlin, can you do a roll call on that?
Commissioner Braun, in favor.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown, I can't see. Are you in favor? Not hearing. No. Commissioner DePiero?
She indicated.
Commissioner
I'm going to abstain. I'd like to abstain, please.
Abstain. Commissioner Fisher?
Yes.
Commissioner Gersman?
Abstain.
Commissioner Hinrichs?
Yes.
Commissioner Jacob?
Yes.
Commissioner Levine, I imagine. Commissioner Levine, you're in favor? Commissioner McNamara?
Yes.
Commissioner Weissman? I see your hand up. Commissioner Yates?
Abstain.
Mr. Chairman?
Abstention.
And can you change my, to abstain, please, rather than no?
Is that Commissioner DePiero?
Brown. Commissioner Brown is an abstention.
Is it an abstention? Are there any, no votes? No. I have 7 in favor, 1, 2, 3, 4 abstentions, and 1 no. The motion does not carry.
Gary, Commissioner Levine, could I ask you a question? Would you be willing to separate your 2 motions? One for an investigation into what happened on January 16th and one to investigate the Inspector General's office?
Yes?
Would you, if you'd redo your motion, I would vote in favor of the first motion relative to the investigation.
Now, Mr. Chairman, I move.
Wait, Colleen, can you explain that to me? I'm not sure I got what you said.
If if he would separate out his motions, one would be to do a formal investigation into what happened in that infamous meeting, and the other would be to do a formal investigation into how the Inspector General's office handled it.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead, Commissioner Levine.
with your permission, I'm going to, move that the executive director be directed to convey to Inspector General Lane the request of the commission to reopen the Inspector General's inquiry with respect to the breach of confidence that occurred at the meeting January 2019, period.
Is there a second on that motion? Second by Commissioner Weissman. All in favor?
No, wait, I'd like to be heard on that, if I could.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, hold on, Commissioner Yates, comment?
If you think about it with precision, was the Inspector General's original investigation sloppily done? Yes. And I have no problem with looking into what the Inspector General did. But if you think about it, the way the law works, it's an offense for someone within the organization, the commission, to leak out the vote. Somebody apparently did. On January 19th, we had a vote, and somebody went and told somebody within the organization, either staff or a commission member, went and told somebody over in somewhere, and then it got to the governor, either directly, firsthand or secondhand, we don't know. And then that was spread, the governor complained to other people. In particular, I think it's public that they complained that the governor complained to the speaker about the vote. If you think about the law, the only offense there that is directly covered under the Executive Law 94 is somebody from within went out and told somebody outside what happened at the meeting. Being the listener at the other end, being either the governor or someone who heard it secondhand or thirdhand, let's say a newspaper reporter heard it thirdhand, the newspaper reporter who heard about it wasn't committing an offense. The person who heard the leak wasn't committing an offense. The person who committed the offense is the person from within who breached the confidence and went and broadcast it outside. Now, since that happened 3 years ago, we have a new executive director. We have a new chief counsel, or our chief counsel is gone. Four out of the 6 gubernatorial appointees are gone. They're not within the commission either anymore, including the chair is gone. There are only 2 of gubernatorial appointees who were there at the time, and I'm completely confident that there's no evidence that the 2 remaining gubernatorial commissioners were the source of the leak. I'm completely comfortable with that. So when you say, let's go and investigate again who breached or who broached, you're not talking about an internal examination. You're basically saying, go to the council who's left, go to the executive director who's left, go to the 4 commissioners who are not here anymore, go to the chair who's not here anymore, and go and ask them again. Now, the first time around, I was pretty upset, and I was public about it, and that was that there was a leak, and I reported to the Inspector General, and I said to the Inspector General, there's an offense here, and I was interviewed by the Inspector General under oath for an hour and a half, which was fine. Everything I said there was true, and I'm totally happy with it. The only thing, and then also Commissioner Garcia did the same thing. So the 2 of us, when we learned that somebody within the organization had leaked, went and did what we were supposed to do. We talked to the Inspector General. But now you're talking about something completely different. You're talking about going to a new Inspector General and asking the Inspector General to hunt down 7 or 8 people who aren't here anymore, who have left, and asked them 3 years ago, were you the leaker? I'm not sure what that accomplishes.
Mr. Chairman, may I?
I think we wanted to do discussion on this, in executive sessions. So I'm not going to, allow for a debate on it in public session. But I think we can take the vote. I don't think that it's gonna change anything on it. Can we take the vote, Commissioner White?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. All right, all in favor?
All right, I have Commissioner Braun in favor. Commissioner Fisher in favor. Commissioner Hinrichs in favor. Commissioner Jacob. Commissioner Levine. Commissioner McNamara. Unfortunately, I can't, Commissioner Weissman, okay. Something popped up. All right, those opposed?
Do you have Commissioner DePiero? Do you have Commissioner DePiero as a yes?
I did not have Commissioner DePiero. Is your hand up? Now I see it. Thank you.
I vote in favor.
Okay, all opposed?
I'm sorry. I abstained last time. I'll abstain again.
Okay.
You can,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Commissioner Brown?
I have to call
abstaining?
for abstention, yeah.
All right.
Wait,
Who was
now,
opposed?
Commissioner,
I don't have
none
the.
were opposed.
None were
None were
opposed.
opposed. Now we're doing abstentions. Commissioner Brown, abstention. Commissioner Gersman. Commissioner Fisher.
I'm decided to change my vote to abstain in light of, Judge Yates' comments.
Okay, so Commissioner Fisher is an abstention. Commissioner Yates is an abstention. I am an abstention.
My
Commissioner Gersman,
abstention.
you are abstaining. Yes, I have you.
Commissioner Gersman, yes, I have you as an abstention. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in favor, none opposed, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 abstentions. The motion fails.
Executive Director Burnland, please read out the results of the executive session.
Yes, in executive session, the commission discussed matters related to its internal inquiry. The commission authorized steps in connection with an investigative matter. The commission approved informal guidance pursuant to Executive Law 94, subsection 16, and the commission approved the resolution as read at the opening of public session by Commissioner McNamara with modifications to the third directive paragraph. And that's what I have.
Is that accurate, Commissioner McNamara?
Yes, Chair?
Is that accurate, what the executive
It
director?
is. I would just add,
Thank you.
for the sake of the public, that resolution will be added to Jacob's website.
Yes, it will be posted on the website following the meeting. It's somewhat after hours, so we'll get it up there as quickly as we can.
What is, Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman, yes, what is the rationale by which we're not announcing the vote with respect to Commissioner McNamara's resolution? I don't fathom why that should be kept confidential.
It's not confidential, it's gonna be listed on the publication.
I'm sorry?
The vote will be listed.
Announce what the vote was. That's my question.
The vote will be listed on the resolution when it's posted.
When do you intend to post the resolution?
If we can get it posted this evening, we will. Otherwise, it will be posted first thing Monday morning. We have
Thank you,
to
Mr. Chairman.
put it in the amendment and so on and get it up
Thank you.
on the website, but we'll do it promptly. I just wanted to say before we close, the commission staff was invited earlier this week to participate in a webinar sponsored by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. It was in connection with the launching of their report on lobbying regulation in Quebec, but they did ask us to participate because of our leading role, which is acknowledged internationally in lobbying and ethics regulation, and Acting General Counsel Martin Levine appeared on for the staff, and I want to say did a remarkably superb job in representing commission staff. So I want to thank him for that and let commissioners know.
On behalf of all commissioners, I want to thank General Counsel Levine for his representation of the commission. I'm sure we were well represented by his presentation, and I sincerely thank him for his efforts in that and other things that he's done for us.
Thank you, much appreciated.
I need a motion to adjourn the public meeting. Can I have a motion? Motion made by Commissioner Braun, second by Commissioner Yates. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It appears to be
Any
unanimous.
opposed? Very good. Have a good weekend, everyone. We'll see you in
Take care.
11 days.
Good weekend.
To everyone. Thank you. Be well.